Okay, so check this out. It's insane. So this is the main riff from the song Scuttlebutt by Stevie Ray Vaughan, and although it's basically just 3 simple chords and the same lick played over and over, there is something so magical about this riff. And I know firsthand that many guitarists struggle getting this piece down, so in this video we're breaking down the 5 challenges we need to overcome to get this piece down. So let's get to it. Challenge number 1. So I forgot about challenge 0.5 for a bit, which is tune your guitar to E flat tuning. It's very easy, but it sounds so much better for this piece. Simply lower all your strings with 1 semitone, and there you have it. Let's continue. So right from the very first note is where things often go wrong. It's the way my teachers taught me to play it. I've seen numerous steps, covers on YouTube, almost everyone plays it with a slide. So what they do is they slide from fret 2 to fret 4 on the G string. But that's not what Stevie plays on the record. When we take a look at the original recording from the album Couldn't Stand the Weather, and we slow it down, way down, now we clearly hear that the A to the B isn't a slide but a bend, because if you listen carefully, you hear the stepless increasing or the rising of the pitch. And this can't happen with a slide, because that would result into a more jumpy sound like so. Now let's compare the sound of the slide to the original studio recording. So now we know it is supposed to be a bend from 2, a whole tone up from A to B, followed by the B, the E and the B string again. And after those open strings, everyone plays a slide from 3 to 5 again. But for this note goes the same. On the record it's definitely a bend from D to E. So in total we've got So to me it's not really super hard to hear the bend in a recording, yet most tabs show it with slides and most covers play it with slides. I just don't understand it. Why is that? Huh? Paul. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but when we look at Stevie Ray Vaughan playing it live, we can clearly see he's using slides when he's playing it. Really? Yeah man, check it out. Oh, yeah. Let's do this video again then. What's up everybody, my name is Paul Davis. Smash that like button and here's a riff that nobody, absolutely nobody plays wrong. Well, I remember hearing he switched to using slides to release some of the strain on his hands and fingers when he was touring a lot, because remember he was playing probably 0.13 gauge strings at the time. So that makes a lot of sense because I'm actually feeling it already with my lousy strings. So in this series we dig deep into a particular recording, and in this case that is the studio version. So if you want to get close to that sound, you get closer hitting the strings with a bend. But I mean, sliding, it's a little bit easier maybe, and it sounds awesome too. So whatever, sliding is just fine. Alright, so the first challenge is out of the way. Here's challenge number 2. Probably the hardest thing about this riff is the insane speed of the picking hand, especially in the beginning of the riff. So here's what we do. We use outside picking. So first we play down, and then it's down, up, down. And this is the outside part, because from the B to the E back to the B string, we play these strings from the outside coming in. The difficult part is the open strings, down, up, down, followed by the bend. It's super fast. And then the bend on the B string is played as an upstroke again. So it's down, down, up, down, up. The ergonomics of this just make it easier getting it up to speed while keeping that tight sound. And also one thing that might help is seeing it as a sort of mini strum. So not just a strum as like 6 notes, but just on the top 2 strings, only hitting 1 string at a time, basically like picking. But just, you gotta dive all in, just get at it, like no hesitation, like this. Slowly. But now dive all in and just speed up gradually. It's cool. And also, keeping your wrist and forearm really relaxed always helps. Letting your pick easily flow between the strings.
Paul.
Yeah.
I've seen so many players use hybrid picking to change fast between the strings.
Hybrid? Really?
What's your opinion on that?
Well, that makes a lot of sense actually. Why not? It certainly makes it a lot easier. So this is how it works. The pick stays at string number 2, then the middle finger plays string number 1, and the pick plays string number 2 again. Sweet, so we're off to challenge number 3 already. The oh so fast, but relatively easy, run down the minor blues scale.
Wait, you said simple.
Well, yeah, actually it's very fast, but because we're using legato or pull-offs, playing this at this speed isn't half as difficult as what we did before. So let's break it down. We play the high E with an upstroke, very important, down to the D, fret 3 on the B string, with a pull-off to the B on the B string. Followed by that juicy sharp 4 or flat 5, the famous blue note, fret 3 on the G string, pull off to 2 and open. So it's B flat, A to G, all pull offs. And I use my ring finger, but you can also use the middle finger. Followed by the E, so that's the octave. We played 1 octave. So just get used to the pattern, play it over and over again, and the speed will come automatically. And oh, and after this run, you better get your pick to that low E real fast. Because it's time for challenge number 4. So here is where the chord sequence starts, which is interesting. First of all, after that run down, it's very important that every string is dead silent before we hit that low E, because it should be so powerful, so tight, so energetic that if there's any rumble from other strings, it gets lost. Bomp. Hit it. Followed by the chord. So what I'm hearing is an E7 sharp 9 chord, also known as the Hendrix chord. This is how we do it. We play the regular E major chord like so. And now we add the flat 7th, which is the D, fret 3 on the B string. So now we play an E7th chord. And now to top it off with some bluesy goodness, we add that sharp 9, which is basically the same as the minor 3rd, but officially we should call it a sharp 9, which turns to be the F double sharp note, fret 3 on the G string. Or we can just call it a G. Stevie wouldn't care too much for that, I'm sure, so whatever. Just add that G, fret 3 on the high E string. Making this lovely chord, E7 sharp 9. There's multiple fingerings possible. You can skip the A string, you can skip the D string, it doesn't really matter. But I don't think that Stevie plays this chord on the record. When we listen to it, that D and G on top come through so clean. Listen to it. It's so powerful, so tight. And one reason it sounds so clean is because Stevie uses upstrokes exclusively on those chords. So hitting those 2 strings first puts a lot more emphasis on these notes, like this. One more time. That's the rhythm of the chords, of all the chords, the same. But still, it sounds a little bit muddy. When playing that high G in combination with that major 3rd from the E, the G sharp, there's some punch loss in the chord. So to keep that punch, I ditched the G sharp from the chord, but I still keep that E, like so. So we only play the E the B, and the D string. The rest is muted. And one thing that also helps is muting the low E string when you're playing the chord. And vice versa, of course, muting the chord when you play the low E string. Unless you're playing by yourself, just like me right now, then I would probably just play the entire chord, the E7 sharp 9 in total. Anyway, from here on out, it's just full throttle following the classic 12-bar blues. So there's 2 more chords to cover. The A7th, just very basic like this. Bar your index from the 2nd fret on the D string down, and the ring finger or the middle finger plays fret 3 on the E string. And of course, the 5 chord, the B7 sharp 9 again, the Jimi Hendrix chord. Like so. So it's 2 on A, 1 on D, 2 on G, and 3 on D. Before we go to the last challenge, challenge number 5, here is it played slowly one time. So that's the entire thing, but here's the last challenge, number 5, getting it all up to speed. We gotta play this at an extremely high tempo. No, not quite. Faster. Nope, faster. Still not even close. We need to get to 156. So doing that for 2.5 minutes straight, effortless and all picked so clean. And even crazier is that the sensible ease at which Stevie Ray Vaughan is playing this, so casual, smoking a pipe even. Just look at this, what an absolute legend. So ta-da, there it is. Click that like button gently if you learned something, subscribe if you liked it, and also I'd love to see your attempts. Learn it. Don't have to be perfect, of course, but share it tagging me at Paul Davis Guitar at your Instagram using the hashtag #ScuttleButton. What does it even mean, by the way? Does anyone know the meaning of #ScuttleButton? Please leave it in the comments. Have a lovely day. Suggest your songs or the artist we should take a look at next in the comments. And see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.